Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, you're welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always stopping by. So, in today's video, I'll be teaching you how to cut and also sew this stylish kimono jacket. So, if this is something you want to learn how to cut and how to sew, please take a moment to like this video. Comment in the comment section, just drop any emoji of your choice. Share this video with your friends and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Welcome guys. So for this tutorial I use close to 3 yards of fabric. So if you are of my size or a little bit bigger than me, so you will need like 3 yards. But if you are bigger, you will need more, maybe like 4 yards. So you start by measuring the length. So the length is not on my nail, it's like 4 inch away from my nail. So I'm measuring 35 inches. Then I added 1 inch at the lower part for the hemming allowance. So the length of the kimono is 35, like 5 inch above your nail. Then I added half inch at the upper part for the joining of the shoulder. So after you are done with that, the next thing you'll be doing is to pull a line across the starting point at this upper part. So after you are done, you try and locate your half length. Mine is 15 inches plus the half inch join allowance, that's 15 and a half. Then you locate your hip length also. You can also locate your armhole. Yeah, you locate your armhole length at this area. So the next thing we'll be doing is to measure your shoulder measurement divided by 2. So mine is 15 inches. So 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. And I'll also measure the same thing at the armhole area. So what I'm just trying to draw here is to draw my armhole. So if you can draw that, just go ahead and draw that. But for this part, I measured my bust length divided by 4. The ease allowance, this is a free jacket, so I'm adding 2 inches at the ease allowance and 1 inch for the sewing allowance. So at the hip area also, I will measure my hip measurement divided by 4. I will add extra 2 inch for ease allowance and 1 inch for sewing. But at the waist, I'll be adding 3 inches instead of 2 inches. This is because I don't want to have a curve at my waist, because if I should use my waist plus 2 inches, it will be too curvy and I don't want it to have a curve, but I don't want it to be straight either. So that's why I added 3 inches, just as if I want to add that at the waist area, but I'm not adding the that. So the next thing to do is just to connect the line as I've done. Then you draw your armhole at this area. So if you are still watching this video up to this point and you've not liked this video, why? Please like this video, it really goes a long way. So after we are done, the next thing is just to do our shoulder slope. So I couldn't show that part, so I just measured 3 inches away from the middle point. Then I took in 1 inch, then I'll be connecting it just like that. It's just the normal shoulder slope. So after I was done with the measurements and everything, I'll be cutting this out. So now the first one I cut was either the back or front. Both the back and front will be the same thing. So this is my sleeve. It is just a bell sleeve and it is a 3/4 sleeve. So depending on how you want it, if you want it to be shorter than this, you can do that, or if you want it to be longer, you can also do that. So this is my front and back. Then I'll be measuring my neckline. So I'm using 2.5 inches by 1. This is the back. This is for the back, but I'll be cutting both the back and the front together. So 2.5 inches wide and 1 inches deep. So now I will take one out of it. That one will be the back. So for the front, I'll just slant from this wideness down to the lower part of this gown, just like the way I'm doing. Just roll a line and you blend this line in at the lower part. Make sure it is very low. Don't blend it towards the waist area, blend it downward. After you are done, the next thing is just to cut out this unwanted part from the front. So after I was done, this is what I have, and this is the front, and the first one we cut out is the back. So now I went ahead to cut like a facing to this. So if you have enough fabric, you can double it, and if you don't have enough, you can just use a lining and make sure it is fully, just as if you are cutting a full lining for your kimono. but I don't have lining and I don't have enough fabric. That's why I just cut out that small part. And this is for the back, so it's just like a facing because of the collar will be adding. That's why we need a facing. So now the next thing we'll be doing is to start joining. We have to join the facing separately, and we'll also join the front two separately. But before that, this is my pocket because I'll be adding pockets to mine. So now, like I said, we have to start joining. We join the main bodies together first. Then the next one we'll be joining is the facing. So make sure the way you are joining it is corresponding so that you don't make mistake. Be sure that you are joining the right place to each other. Just join it at the shoulder area, just like this. So this is the facing, that is how I will join mine, and this is the main fabric. I will also be joining at the shoulder area, shoulder to shoulder. If you haven't liked this video, please like this video now. Thank you. So just place it and make sure the right side is facing each other, right side facing each other, then you join at the shoulder. I will also join by the side too, and I will also fix my pockets so that the work can be faster. So this is what I have. I went ahead to join my pockets to this. And for the pocket, in case you want to know where the pocket will be, most times, even all the time, what I do is just to measure my half length from my shoulder downward, and from that point, that is where my pocket will start from, and it has always been working for me. So from your shoulder to your half length, that is where the pocket will start from, so downward. That will be your pocket length. So the next thing we'll be doing is to locate where we want our collar to get to. So for this collar, you have to go below your half length, like 4 inches below your half length. So like I said, my half length is 15 inches, so I'm using 19 at the front. Then I will measure the neckline at the back. So 19 plus 3 at the back, I think I have like 20 something like that. So that is the length of one side of the collar, and you know it will be front and back, so that's 23 in two places. That is what I have. So mine, because of my fabric, I don't have enough of plain fabric, so that is why I'll be using my Ankara to turn it. So the Ankara will be under while the plain fabric will be on top. So if you have enough black fabric, you can just double it instead of doing that. So at the edge of this collar, I just slant it by 1 inch. I just make a curve like this, just 1 inch, so that it will not be straight at the edge, it will be slant a bit. So I'll cut that out. So for me now, I'll be joining mine at the upper part because as you can see, it is pieces. So these are the tiny rope we'll be needing for the sleeve, and it is 2 inches wide, and we'll be sewing and turning it. So these are my collar. I've went ahead to cut the black. Like I said, if you have enough black material, just cut it double. So this is my collar after turning it and adding stay. Please, you have to add stay to it so that it can stand. You have to add stay. It is very important. So I'm trying to notch the midpoint of the back so that the joining I have at my collar, I can match it to it. So it can match to each other. And when you are fixing, make sure you are doing the right thing. But if you are using if the front and back of your fabric, that is the collar, is plain material, you don't have to worry about this. Just make sure it is matching. But for me, so that I will not finish fixing and the Ankara will be at the front, and I don't want that. I want the black to be at the front. That is why I'm very careful at this part. Then you also put your facing too, so the collar will be in between the facing and the main fabric. Then you sew, and the facing will cover the sewing of the collar. So after I was done at the neckline area, we need to notch it so that it can turn perfectly. Then after I was done notching, I will go ahead and top stitch. As you know that this facing, it runs from the neckline, from the neck down to the edge of the kimono. So as you can see, our collar is in between and it is neat. So now the next thing to do is to go ahead and iron. So the ironing is the major part of this collar, because as you can see, I folded this collar at the neckline into two. Like I fold it into two, but at the edge you see that it's not straight again, so I just iron it out, and at the edge I have my full collar, so that at the upper part the black material can fold into two. Just make sure at the neck area at the back you fold it into two and you iron. So then you just continue ironing like that, but at the edge over here you don't fold anything inside, you bring out everything from the collar. So when you iron you will have something like this. As you can see, it is half from up, but when it gets to the that edge that I'm holding, it is wide. So that is just the secret about this collar. So after I was done, this is what it looks like, and it was coming together gradually. So this is what I have, and it looks really nice. So now let's move to our sleeve. So this is the first sleeve I made, so I'll be explaining shortly. So this is how the sleeves look like. So this is the sleeve. You iron, you make sure you fold into two, then you iron so that we can locate the midpoint. Then from the midpoint, from the top of this sleeve, you measure your elbow length. You know this sleeve is longer than your elbow, so you measure the elbow length, then you slant to one side and slant to the other side. So for me, I just measure 4 inch at this part. Then from that 4 inch, I just slant it down to that middle, just like that. So that is what I did, and I also slant the other side too. So after I was done, when I'm fixing the rope, this is the rope, I went ahead to sew it in, and the wideness of this rope I don't think is up to 1 inches. So I'll just go ahead and sew on it like this, like at the both edge of this rope. Don't sew at the middle alone, sew at both edge, and don't sew it up to the midpoint. Leave like 1 inch gap in between the two ropes. So after I was done and I joined it by the side and also hemmed the lower part. This is the sleeve. So the next thing we'll be doing is to fix our sleeve to the fabric, and that is pretty much easy. Just place your sleeve like that, then you join. So after joining, this is what I have, and it looks really nice. And I've went ahead to also hem my lower parts of the kimono, and this is the facing inside. Like I said, if you have lining, just make this dress a full lining, but if you want to do it like the way I did it, it's also okay. Just go ahead and do that. So this is what I have after I was done. So get ready with me to church this morning. So this was what I wore to church on this particular day. If you want a tutorial of the pants and the cow neck top I'm putting on, I already have that on my channel. You can just scroll through and you will see the tutorial. So this is what the jacket looked like, and I went ahead to tie the rope at the sleeve area. Just go ahead and tie a bow, or you can just even leave it like that if that is what you want. And this is what it looks like, and it looks really nice. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and if you haven't, drop a comment. Please drop a comment in the comment section. Just drop an emoji or anything. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.